11.1.5 is live, and if you can get past all the broken shit in the game, well, hopefully a lot of it's been fixed by this point. There's some things you need to get done, right, this week and in the coming weeks leading up to the launch of Horrific Visions, I should say, on May 20th. So we got up until then. These are things you should be doing this week, going into next week, and everything else in 11.1.5. Let's see what Signs of Kalani has to say.
Hey folks, this is Kalani. Patch 11.1.5 is finally here, and it includes a lot of new
I still haven't gotten over his face being shown like to start these videos yet. It's always a shocker.
Content to help freshen things up and give us some new things to do outside of dungeons, delves, and raids. But even though there's quite a lot of content in this patch, not all of it will be available right away. In fact, we're going to have to wait a good chunk of time for most of it, so let's go over everything that's available in patch 11.1.5 right away, which parts we have to wait for, and what we would recommend you get done first. Now before we jump in, be sure to hit up that like button and subscribe so you never miss another video. When you first log in, you should get a pop-up quest called a Radiant Call. This will lead you to the new Nightfall Renown faction and content. Pop down to Hallowfall and you'll find the Flames Radiance camp over on the left-hand side of the map.
Got it.
Hand in your quest and you'll have a whole bunch of new ones to pick up. There are some one-time quests to complete the new event and daily quests. There's a weekly quest that rewards you with a bag of goodies, and then there are several daily quests that reward you with bags of gear as well.
Nice. This could be, your quick daily grind every day. Now we're going to get a new renown track out of this. I've seen some people who was saying they're like already 17 or 1100 into their renown track here. 10 levels on the renown track. A daily grind that you can get done if you want to.
The weekly quest
a lot of cosmetics
is really
and stuff
easy.
To get out of
you
this.
just have to complete the new Nightfall public event that takes place just off to the side of the camp. The event starts every hour on the hour, so it's pretty much just like every other public event we've had so far. If you hover over the event on the map, it will always say how long is left before it starts up again, so it's super easy to check as well. The actual event itself is quite straightforward. You're given a specific task, just like in the Theatre Troupe event, so fly on over to the location marked on your map, do whatever you need to do, be that kill mobs, collect items, heal NPCs, whatever it may be, and keep going until...
By the way, I would make this your priority, like ASAP, as soon as you get into the game, and this entire week, because the more people, there's going to be a lot of people doing this, and you could just easily tag mobs with everyone in the zone and just kill things really quickly, delete everything, because everyone's doing it. So that's always a good time to do these open world content, is when a lot of people are around.
Either the event times out, or it moves on to the next stage. The event ends with a boss battle, who can drop some warbound veteran gear, which can help you gear up some ults if needed.
Yeah, this was the part that was broken. People not getting credit for killing the boss because of server lag. So if you're lagging really bad, it might be a good idea to just kind of hold off on killing the boss and see if that's fixed. Blizzard is trying to fix the issue. I don't know if they have yet, but yes, bad server lag was leading people to not get credit for this.
Gear, which can help you gear up some ults if needed. When you hand in the weekly quest, you'll get reputation for the new faction, some valor stones, carved crests, as well as a bag that contains a special emblem that you can trade in for some gear. There are 2 gear vendors in the camp. One of them is going to sell weapons with some special effects, as well as trinkets, rings, and necklaces, and then the other vendor sells gear.
This is really good item level for your alts. Look at that, 658.
The other vendor sells gear for pretty much every other slot.
Well, I mean, that's his gear. 636, I should say, but upgradable to 658.
The gear is a very cool white version of the Outdoor World gear, so it's going to be a nice one to collect. All of this gear is item level 636 champion gear, and it's all going to cost you 1 token. So if you can get 1 token per week from that weekly quest, we're looking at 1 piece of champion gear per week from this event. That's not that great, so I wouldn't necessarily use this as a primary gearing option, but it could be good to fill in some gaps, and you can buy the exact items that you want, so it's also less random when compared to things like running delves. Now before we continue, today's video is sponsored by Path of Exile 2. Path of Exile 2 is a next generation action RPG created by Grinding Gear Games. Journey across the deadly continent of Rayclast, slaughtering monsters, collecting shiny loot, and pushing back the evil dominating the land. The Dawn of the Hunt update is now live, which introduces the Huntress class, a skill-wielding Azmiri warrior who specializes in both melee and ranged combat. You can dash in and out of combat with disengage, and control the battlefield with the new parry skill, which lets you counter attacking monsters. We've also got 20 spear skills to play around with. Ray's Spectre is finally available, and there's even a Summon Rower mount gem that lets you move at full speed while attacking. In addition, there are 100 new support gems to give you far more options for how to build your characters. There are also over 100 new unique items, a special Asmerian Wisps mechanic that can empower rare or unique monsters for extra loot, a new league, and huge changes to the map system at endgame. So use the link in the description to join the early access for Path of Exile 2 today to experience all of the new Dawn of the Hun content. For the $30 supporter pack, you'll also get 300 in-game points to buy some cool cosmetics or expand your stash to let you hoard even more loot. Thanks again to Path of Exile 2 for sponsoring today's video. Now getting back to the video, each of the daily quests is going to send you out to a battlefield where you just have to fill up the bar by killing stuff or interacting with objects. Yeah. They're pretty quick for the most part, and every daily quest will reward you with reputation with the Flame's Radiance, some resonance crystals, weathered crests, as well as a bag that contains even more warbound gear. With 3 daily quests per character, you can fill up your warband bank pretty quickly with warbound gear, letting you skip over the first leg of gearing up on your ults. If you complete these daily quests reliably to get that reputation, your ults should be able to walk straight into full veteran gear as soon as they ding level 80, which will speed everything up quite significantly. And then pretty much everything rewards reputation with the Flames Radiance faction, and that renowned track will reward you with a bunch of titles, tabards, and other cosmetics like toys.
That renowned track 3 right here, that's the mailbox toy, so that's pretty cool.
Tabards and other cosmetics like toys, pets, and mounts to collect. I would definitely take a peek through the whole thing to see if there's anything that you're interested in. So if any of the rewards from the various vendors or the renowned track look good, make sure you're getting those daily quests done to earn all the reputations and the tokens that you need. All of that warbound gear can also help gear up your ult super quickly, so make sure you stow that all away in your warband bank. The other big feature available right away is the Winds of Mysterious Fortune buff. This is pretty huge and it offers a bunch of different bonuses. To start with, we'll have a 20% bonus experience buff, so leveling up any characters will be much faster while this buff lasts. You also have a chance to loot these special satchels when completing quests or killing monsters.
That's good. I mean, this is a really nice buff, but we talked about this earlier. It's a 20% buff from levels 10 to 80, 200% buff to your Dragonflight rep, 100% buff to your War Within reps. It's gonna make getting your ults ready for everything really good. Also, this is a really good time to get those ults ready because jumping into Horrific Visions on May 20th, that's going to give you another way to really gear out and progress really fast because that is giving you heroic level raid gear. So if you can gear out your ults right now, get these rep grinds done and everything else, and level up whatever ults you want to take into the end of the War Within, because that is approaching too, you can do that right now. This is a good time to get all that stuff done.
First one you loot each day will be epic and contain some extra goodies. You can get gear appropriate for your current level and specialization, some bigger bags, which are always handy, some random potion effects, which will just speed up everything that you're doing, as well as a 10% bonus experience potion. Now these experience potions stack with every other bonus experience.
Okay, real quick, these can be saved for later. Even when this event is over, you'll be able to use these. Now, I don't know if Blizzard will allow these to be used when the expansion, like the Midnight expansion, goes live. Probably not. But right now, there is no time limit on these things. It was already said and it's been tested that you can hold on to these things when this event is over and use them later. So you want to save them for something. They're warbound, so you can save them send them all to an alt that you make later on. It's up to you, but collecting these might be a good idea for a lot of people who want to level characters up.
Experience effect, like from your warband bonus and the event 20% bonus, so that's just going to let you level even faster. These potions last for 2 hours each, and they don't actually have any limits on their use from what we can tell. So if you wanted to, you could save these up and level your characters at another time if you really don't want to do any leveling right now. I will say that this first week of the patch seems to be a fantastic time to level though. You've got all of the XP bonuses to play with, and it's also Legion time walking right now. Time walking dungeons are super fast and they provide massive amounts of experience. So this week might actually be the fastest time to level while the buff is active, and Legion dungeons are pretty quick and easy, so it's a great combination to take advantage of. And then the buff is also going to massively increase your rep gains as well. The War Within factions will get a 100% bonus, except for the Cartels of Undermine, so that's double rep gains for most War Within factions while the buff is active. So if you have any Renown tracks to finish up, this will be a perfect time to get that done. As a quick side note, these Renown factions do reward a lot of seasonal currencies, which can make gearing up your fresh alts so much easier and faster. So even if you don't want the cosmetic options from these Renown tracks, getting them maxed out can be really beneficial, especially if you're going to be leveling up a bunch of alts. We also have a 200% bonus for Dragonflight faction rep gains as well, so if you don't have anything else to do for the next 4 weeks or so, it may be worth looking at those older factions to see if there are any rewards that you want to pick up, or you can just go max them out for all the achievements.
Some transmog. Remember, there's a lot of good skins for your drakes here if you got the drakes. If you didn't play through Dragonflight, maybe you don't have them, but a lot of the cool different variations to the different drakes you could get in the Dragonflight, you'll be able to get all those variations by leveling these up really quick.
Achievements. The Winter Mysterious Fortune buff is only going to run until May 20th, so if you have any alts to level up or reps you want to finish off, you want to get that done before the buff expires. That's kind of it for actual content, but patch 11.15 also introduced the new cooldown manager. You can turn this on in the advanced options
I'm going to play with this.
And it's basically a bare bones weak aura package that tracks your important spells, abilities, and cooldowns. If you've wanted to try this kind of thing out without diving into weak auras, this could be a good middle ground. So I would recommend you just tinker about with it and see if you like it. You can always turn it back off if it doesn't sit well with you. Another interesting update lets you change the colour of item rarity. This is supposed to be used to change things around if you struggle to differentiate between the default colours, but it also just lets you mess about with things.
This is a really good idea to do if you like have your your friend's account login information. Go in there and completely fuck this up for them. Do that, it'll break the game for them, it'll break their brain, they won't know what the hell's going on. Maybe if they didn't know this feature went live, and it's a good prank to play for sure.
Want to make your epics red instead of purple? Go ahead. Want to pretend you have full legendary gear? Just change your epic color to orange. It has some important functionality and accessibility uses, which is great, but I also like that you can just change colors up for no real reason as well, so that's going to be fun. And then you should also pop by the trading post sometime this week. It's the last week to pick up the April items, so make sure you buy anything that you're interested in, but the trading post was also updated with a shopping cart feature. So instead of having to buy each item individually, you can now pop them all in the cart and buy it all at once. So that annoying transaction pause only happens once, instead of after every item that you want to collect. This should help you spend your tenders a bit faster each month. Now you may be thinking, is that it? This doesn't seem like a lot of content for a 0.5 patch. And you're right, kind of. That's all we've got for now, but we will have some more content coming in just a little while. The special dinar currency that allows you to buy the best gear from raids is still planned to be part of this patch. The dev team said they haven't forgotten about it. It is still included in 11.15, and we'll find out more after patch day. So I would expect a blue post to pop up within the next week or two that goes over how the dinars will work, how many we'll be able to get, and what kind of hoops we're going to have to jump through. So keep your eyes peeled for that update. It's good to get confirmation that the dinars will still be part of this patch, though.
I believe we did have confirmation that it's going to be part of the patch. We saw here in the, what was it, in the notes? Yeah, patch notes, 11.1.5, to be announced, puzzling cartel chips for liberation of Undermine. Check it out. We can see the actual patch notes. I believe they say it in here somewhere, but it's going to come back during this patch. They just haven't announced an exact date yet.
Actual content on May 20th, the Horrific Vision system will open up, which offers more solo player-friendly content with some great gearing opportunities. There's also a lot of potential progression to work through in that system, and there are quite a few secrets to uncover as well. So we'll go over that in more detail as we get closer to May 20th. And then on June 3rd, the boss rush event called Dastardly Duos will become available, which gives you even more content to jump into. That one's a bit weird in that it doesn't have any powerful gear rewards tied to it, but there are plenty of cosmetics to unlock. Yeah,
it's a mage tower.
Show off some crazy high scores. So if you love prestige, that will be a fun game mode to jump into. So we'll have to wait 4 weeks for the Horrific Visions, and then 6 weeks for the Dastardly Duos event. That gives you plenty of time to work through the Nightfall content, level up your characters, and get get those reps all caught up. But if you're not super interested in any of that, it is going to be a bit of a long wait for some of the other content in this patch.
Yeah.
And then the very last thing I want to highlight in this video is a new Twitch drop that just became available.
It's live right now,
if you watch 4 hours of WoW streams between now and May 20th, you'll be able to pick up the Bee-Trees Battle Pet. So if you love adding...
buy your biz gear like in Dragonflight. Yeah, that's what the dinar... the coin thing is the dinar. It's basically, allows you to buy your best-in-slot trinkets and
critters to your collection. Be sure to pop by your favorite WoW streams sometime over the next month or so. But that's everything you can do in patch 11.15 right now, what we would recommend you get done first, and how long you have to wait for the rest of the 11.15 content. So that's it for this video. How do you feel about the content being spaced out in this patch, and what 11.15 content are you most interested in? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and to all of our members here on YouTube. You can see the names floating by on screen. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can find links in the description, or click the join button just below the video. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful in any way, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you're always kept up to date. Thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.
Yeah, nice video. Like I said, right now, we got about a month until the real content hits. So yeah, it's a good time to build up your alts, build up your reps, get all that shit done, gear them out as much as possible, leading into Horrific Visions, which will allow you to really gear out and get ready for the end of the War Within, because that is coming too.